basically saying is that it's uniform and there's no change.
Right.
That means that every energy and every movement has been constant for millions and billions of years,
Right.
which is total BS.
Right, but and also they didn't start with radiocarbon dating, so they had the first type of dating, which when they used a higher heat, well, it was more accurate. Well, the first one wasn't as accurate, so you were off by 7,000, not 7,000, but like 700 years, 800 years. Well, what's to say if they find a better way of, burning it, that they won't get another calculation?
I think that the whole process they've been doing for, I guess that they invented this several decades ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it's reliable at all.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. But I mean, just
it's ridiculous to say that's fact. It's there's no way to even say that it's comparative. I mean, every life form may absorb things differently, and
that's
going back far in time, the rates of absorption may either increase or decrease.
Sure.
So
could have been cloudy.
We have no way. There's no way. They're just clutching at straws.
Guy lived in a cave most of the time. You don't know.
Yeah. It's like there's some evidence to show, though, since I study the expanding Earth movement a lot.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I absolutely believe it. I absolutely. It's a very very denied, extreme to the extreme. It throws them completely out of whack, makes them look like totally incomplete, incoherent people. Sounds like they're conspiracy theorists rather than accounting for everything. So they don't want to admit to it. But basically, I mean, you heard that the premise is that the Earth is getting larger. It's expanding from the inside. So
Right.
the stretching is what's causing the faults.
Right.
It's the stretching.
Right.
Like just stretch marks, so that the outside. That's why the planet, the continents has moved apart. Originally, there were no ocean basins, deep ocean basins.
Right.
All of that is new. The oldest one that I could find was around or less than 250 million years.
Wow.
Everyone is formed, but then again, that's using the dating techniques for the age of the rock, and they go concentrically from the cracks in the ocean basin.
Right.
So that the newer stuff, which we know, the newer stuff is near the crack because it's coming out of the volcanoes.
Right.
But further away from it is older.
Right.
So
Same as like with the Big Bang, right? Didn't they find that that's got some issues as well?
that's a whole other can of worms.
But they still have that kind of thing where they found newer stuff where it should be old
the
stuff.
astrophysics and they're basically using formulas of distance that they're trying to measure, and rate of movement away or towards us.
Right.
So someone recently, or some people, interpreted the data that we're expanding. The universe is expanding away from everything quicker and quicker.
Right.
So, which, I believe that they were looking for that evidence because their minds.
The conscious universe.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is their intention to want to say that?
Right.
Like, well, who cares? What does that mean? What is that going to do?
Right.
So that star is supposedly another few light years away. What does that mean? Is that going to help us live from day to day and be happier?
Right.
And I don't understand what their intention is. So science really is a bunch of ignorant, haphazard people. They don't know what they're looking for or why or what they intend to do with the information.
Right.
It's blind leading the blind, literally.
Yeah,
I mean, let's look for practical things. What's going to help the greater amount of people get to a higher level of consciousness?
Right.
What science can do that?
Exactly.
Unless they have an intention coming out of the colleges, you're going to end up with, how we can grow fruit flies quicker kind of experiments.
And they do stuff like that.
That's what they do. That's literally what they get the funding for. And it's like, who gives a rat's ass what you did with the rat? How does that apply to us? That's what I have to say to these people that comes up with so-called facts.
Well, and to me, facts are constantly changing.
True. But my intention of seeing the Earth more accurately, one thing I can say is that I don't know the amount of years, but what's still pretty certain is that it is expanding. It could expand over 10,000 years, or it could be 250 million, or it could be a billion. But
what do they do? They rated it, 4.5 billion right now, or is that Earth?
Yeah, going all the way back the total amount of time. But what I mean is that we don't know the increments of time. But that's not the point. It's just the fact to see that it is expanding at whatever rate it's moving. So it's like looking at a car. I mean, you know what I mean. If it's either moving forward or it's not.
Right.
That's the first question. Is it moving forward? If we can't even figure that out, who cares if it's going 10 miles an hour or 1,000? Is it moving forward? They're saying, oh, no, it ain't moving forward. No. That car ain't even never moves. It's always like that. And you're like, no. It's definitely moving. You can see it came from over here before. I don't know how quickly it moved from here to there, but it came from there.
Right.
So that's what they need to be able to say.
Right.
But right now they refuse to say something even that basic. But I've looked at it from forwards and backwards. 3 years ago, I didn't even know about this.
Right.
And it was one of the main things that's impressed me.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool that the circumference, the volume of the planet.
Right. It's getting bigger.
And what does that mean? Oh, that means the stuff inside is spreading out. It's generating mass and pushing out. So that stuff is just being created from something inside.
Huh. So it's not from it cooling out?
It's just it's changing. It's like there are forces in there that goes beyond the science of laws.
We understand right now.
The scientific laws that they want to say exist. It means that something's generating.
So it's a
not only mass but volume and expanding, and
so literally it may be Mother Earth. Maybe
all the continents can fit together.
Yeah, no, I know that. And
they've already said on one side of the planet, get this, they can only see it from one side. They say every continent was joined together. They say this.
Yeah.
They accept it. They say, oh yeah, we know this. Yeah, we're real smart here. That means that everything was on the same size of planet on the other side. And that means 2/3 of the other side is all water.
Yeah.
How would that thing move with all the continents on one side?
How would that spin? What kind of wobble would that have?
It wouldn't. That wouldn't be possible, really.
Yeah.
But it does make sense that if you look at the other side, it all joins together so that it's like a balloon expanding.
Right.
First, you've got a crust completely around it. Then all of a sudden, it starts to expand, and those pieces just crack apart and spread around equally.
So what do you think about the whole shift movement?